Nothing can be taken for granted when you get to Mars. There's a lot of things we just don't know.
Space always has a way of throwing us curveballs and surprising us.
I mean, until we get the data that says we're on the ground safely, I'm going to be worried that we're not going to make it.
Entry, descent, and landing is often referred to as the 7 minutes of terror because it takes about 7 minutes to get from the top of the atmosphere of Mars to the ground safely.
The spacecraft has to do all of this by itself.
There are many things that have to go right to get Perseverance onto the ground safely.
There's a lot counting on this. This is the first leg of our sample return relay race. There's a lot of work on the line.
Starting about 10 minutes before atmospheric entry, we get rid of really the spacecraft part of the rover that's been supporting us.
We come screaming in to the Martian atmosphere at 12 to 13,000 miles per hour.
And the heat shield is what dissipates all that initial energy through friction.
The vehicle will continue actually flying itself through the atmosphere. It's sort of like a transforming vehicle that went from a spacecraft and now it's kind of like an aircraft actively guiding itself.
When we're going slow enough, we deploy a parachute.
It's the biggest supersonic parachute we've ever sent to another planet. It's critical for slowing down the vehicle.
Perseverance's entry, descent, and landing borrows heavily from that of Curiosity.
But fundamentally, Perseverance is a different rover. She's bigger, she has different instruments.
We've added a lot of smarts on the inside to make it more capable so that it can deal with the landing site that we've given it.
The science team identified Jezero Crater as basically an ancient lake bed and one of the most promising places to look for evidence of ancient microbial life and to collect samples for future return to Earth. The problem is it's a much more hazardous place to land.
When you look at Jezero, all you see is danger. How do we go to a site that we never thought was safe enough to go to before? So the heat shield, which has protected us all the way through entry, is no longer necessary. We need to get that off so that we can actually see the ground. And we can see the ground in a couple different ways.
Perseverance will be the first mission to use terrain relative navigation. So while it's descending on the parachute, it will actually be taking images of the surface of Mars and determining where to go based on what it sees. This is finally like landing with your eyes open. Having this new technology really allows Perseverance to land in much more challenging terrain than Curiosity or any previous Mars mission could. Amongst the rocks and the craters and the cliffs, these things are hazardous to the rover, but these are the things that are interesting to the scientists.
Once Perseverance has figured out where she is, we jettison the back shell and parachute and light up our rockets. Those rockets help us steer to a safe landing spot that's nearby.
That descent stage takes us all the way down to about 20 meters off the ground.
That's when we start the sky crane maneuver. And once the rover has hit the ground, the descent stage will cut loose from the rover and fly away to a safe distance. Surviving that 7 minutes is really just the beginning for Perseverance. Its job, right, being the first leg of sample return, to go look for those signs of past life on Mars. All that can't start until we get Perseverance safely to the ground. And then that's when the real mission begins.
Well, hello, everybody. It's a real exciting day today. I love moments like this. They're historic, and it shows the best of human ingenuity, creativity, skill. Everything comes together with just the most amazing people, the most amazing technology, and we go out and we're doing what humans are meant to do. We're meant to go out there and explore and discover and to take risks. The Mars 2020 rover today is due to land at 3:55 Eastern. That would make it 2:55 Central here. Um, the people at Mission Control, which you can kind of hear some of the banter in the background here. I've gotten turned on to, NASA television and the website I'm about to show you next, which will give you the link to the commentators, that you're hearing in the background right now. But it also gives you a live view. There's something called the clean, and the clean feed is an uninterrupted feed that just shows what's going on in mission control the entire time. So um, I've been in mission control. It is at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It's amazing. When you walk in there, you can see the different missions that are going on, and there's over 20 solar system missions going on at this time. I've said it many times before, but the human species is a spacefaring species. We're in space with humans 24/7. We have our appliances flying all over the solar system and even towards the sun. And we have spacecraft that are outside of our solar system in interstellar space with the Voyager mission, the New Horizons mission. Alan Stern has been on our show a couple of times talking about what's going on out there. But it's out there on the Kuiper Belt, making more discoveries. Recently, revising the population of galaxies in our universe, it was thought that there were, I don't know, a couple of trillion. Now it's been revised back down to a few hundred billion galaxies, as if that still wasn't mind-bending enough. So I'm excited today. We decided to cancel our afternoon show, uh, which normally happens at 4 o'clock, and maybe that's after the Perseverance landing. But I still wanted to give people time to watch all the programming and all the updates, maybe even see a fresh live picture. So I didn't want to distract anyone away from that. But the website that I'm going to direct everybody to.
How do you choose a landing site? So you want to study Mars with a lander or rover, but where exactly do you send it? It's a tricky question for engineers and scientists. You want it all, to land, work, and discover. To land safely means no high elevation sites where there isn't enough atmosphere to slow you down in time. And try to avoid places with steep slopes or big rocks that could damage something. You also don't want to sink into a thick layer of dust. Working is easier near the equator, where seasons aren't so extreme and where solar panels can get lots of sun. And of course, don't send a rover somewhere it can't drive. Most important is what you want to discover. Some sites are great for studying rock layers, Others might be perfect to listen for quakes. Using Mars orbiters, you can collect lots of data on potential sites. When you find the best spot to land, work, and discover, you've found your new home on Mars.